Makes sense. You should go get on the phones. This isn't
we're
teleconference.
We're about to go live.
Like what do you call that? Phone-in fundraiser? They call it something.
Wait, we're live on Facebook.
Fundraiser. I think that's what it's called.
Live on Facebook.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say on. Oh, it does say online.
Yep. We're not live on the other one yet. So
hold on. Which one's the group?
Look what just popped up.
Yeah. Which one's the group and which one's the page?
I don't know. That's why. What did it say on yours just now?
SoundUp, but both mine are called the same thing.
Yeah, I wanted to hear the audio. You just made it go bye-bye.
Oh, no, I can hear both of us.
Oh, okay.
So why are we still waiting on the other two?
Don't know. Welcome, anyone that's possibly the first time. We are testing the Restream.io, which doesn't want to work with the camera, so we're using a webcam. Sorry. We're very apologetic here today. I don't know how to pull up the chat. I'm afraid to click a button.
That's cool.
So I'm going to open that in a new tab and see if that's the chat. Interesting. Okay.
So you probably should have downloaded that before we started a live event show.
Didn't think it would be a download, did you? Let's check the YouTube here.
Still sending data. So the purpose of Restream.io is
to not have this problem.
Is to be able to
we are on YouTube.
Stream on multiple channels. So it's telling us we are on YouTube, and yet it says we are not quite yet. So sorry about that. So we're on the YouTubes.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is a beta thing. I'm installing an application while doing this as well. Do you want to go ahead and do the fancy intro?
Welcome to Sound Up, Sound Off. Here we go.
That's the show. Mario theme. You can't do that.
It's not trademarked, is it? Probably is.
Pretty sure. All right, I'm going to get the chat going here. I assume this pulls the chat from... Now I have to give permissions. From all the places, right?
Not sure. This is your computer and program. I'm just here for the ride.
Okay, so I have the chat up. If anybody gets on and we don't say something,
we still like you.
And sorry. Just throwing it out there.
Okay, so I don't see us in the group. I'm not part of the group. We're not live in the group?
We're not live in the group.
Our studio audience says we are not live in the group. How about on the page? I think we are live on the page. Perfect.
I believe so. All right, so let's just let's go ahead and jump into it. And I think we have comments over here. We're not in the group, but we are on YouTube and the page, which is fine because you don't normally do this in the group anyway.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So do you have the
literally
the stuff up?
I can. See you. Do I have the stuff up? No. So Sean, this is a show where we like to debate, argue, and discuss in a very rational and irrational manner some topics that we find interesting for the week. And we try to do this every week. And it is, we didn't do it last week, did we?
No.
Did you, did you have a sound off?
We did a live
Mickey?
stream. What was the show?
We did happy hour on Friday. Yeah. We're not going to miss happy hour no matter how far someone travels away.
Savannah, send a message right now. I want to see the delay and see if it's faster than Facebook with a chat. Let me know when you send it. Just send anything.
What's the 2 out of 3 you think?
That we're live on. So it's showing me
so we can't get to the page.
So you just sent?
You know what?
Sent? Wow.
That's pretty fast.
Look at that.
Maybe because it's a private group?
I don't know. So look, we can jump on the YouTube. This is pretty cool. So recently, was it AppSumo? They had a special, and so we got the Restream. So here we are. It's not working 100%. We will figure it out. But let's go ahead and jump into the topics. So
I didn't explain what we... Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
discussing topics. So, okay. Sean has topics that he made for this week and didn't tell me about. So I'm very excited to hear them.
I did. You lost them. So anyway, the first thing I want to jump into is basically what I did last week, which is content on the go. You do a lot of content on the go.
Content on the go.
You pretty much do all your content from your phone minus blog posting. Do you actually? Yes, YouTube is live. Awesome. That's really cool.
Blog and vlog.
Do you ever write a blog post on your phone?
No, I'm always afraid of carpal tunnels in my thumbs. So I feel like I don't want that.
Multiple tunnels, huh?
Yeah. I mean, like if you're writing a whole blog post, you can. I mean, it's not the ability, the technology isn't there. It's just I'm worried about these little guys getting worn out in the next 5 years.
So
I
last
have to
week,
do this all the time.
I wrote a post. The last post I wrote, I don't remember which one it was. I used Google Docs and I used their voice dictation feature and wrote the majority of the blog by talking to my computer.
Right. Oh, but I mean, so how do you go back and edit that, right?
I did,
there's a lot of errors you sent me.
You
sent me voice text.
You know how long it takes me to type?
Sure.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah. I'll be like, give me 30 minutes. 2 hours later, my blog post is finished. But it helped me get it. Just helped me get the idea. I don't know. I feel like I'm better at doing audio, but this is kind of a way of doing it. Mine is doing an actual audio thing and transcribing. So anyway, content on the go. Last week, did
you answer my question though? Do you go back and edit it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
Of course. Actually, it was very accurate though.
Oh, because I've tried that. I've tried using Google Voice and some other things to do full out posts like that. Like I did a write up for the vlog all by voice, but I mean I had to go back in and kind of edit.
And you don't have an accent, so you think it would be perfect. So anyway,
I don't know.
Try the Google Docs. I wonder if it's any better than normal voice.
I do,
honestly. So so last week I made a point to do everything on mobile, and part of that was doing a flash briefing on different rides at Disney. Dumbo was a success. I did that. I used a lavalier mic that I had actually plugged into the phone. It sounded decent. And then the next day I actually used the iPhone and I used the built-in audio recorder that just comes with the iPhone without a microphone. And it sounded the best, actually.
I think it sounded better than Dumbo. Personally, I listened to it.
Yeah, it sounded really, really good. And then I did another one, not on a ride. I think I was riding a bike at the campsite. And then I told Chris I was going to do one on a roller coaster.
That's a horrible idea.
You should not do that. I'm like, challenge accepted.
No, I gave you a different roller coaster to try it on, not the one you wanted to do.
You gave me a roller coaster with a 2-hour wait. I did not have a fast pass. I wasn't about to do that. So anyway, you would have waited 2 hours for that?
No, I would have got a fast pass for it. I mean,
I couldn't.
Why?
They were fast passed out, and we did it like 60 days ahead of time.
You gotta tell them. You just make Liam scream in their face for like 30 minutes.
That's how you get kicked out. So that didn't.
According to my brother-in-law. All right.
So that didn't work out at all.
So the real main thing is that content. You can't have an excuse saying you can't do content because you're always going and that kind of stuff, and you don't have time to stop. Really, it's kind of the point, right? Like, so not only with SoundUp, but like all content, like you should be able to do it wherever you're at, wherever you're going. I think is your point.
Yeah, and so there was a couple of things I wanted to test. I wanted to see how did our headliner feature work on mobile, because it does give you an error and says, hey, this doesn't work here, but it did. But one thing I did realize is they don't like WAV audio files. So a lot of you know what an MP3 is, and you probably know what a WAV is, but an MP3 is a compressed file. A WAV is not. It is, your WAV file might be 60 megabytes, but when you convert it to an MP3, it might be 7. And Headliner doesn't like it when you do WAV. So if anyone's having any issues, and I'm going to put this on a tutorial page too. If you have any issues with Headliner not working, it's probably that. So I learned that. And so what I was then able to do is I downloaded an app on Android called an app that I will tell you about eventually, maybe, possibly. I don't know what it's called.
Good story.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, it's a recording app.
Maybe you have too many apps.
I will find it. But it is awesome. It's kind of like GarageBand with like the layout and the multi-track stuff. It's like 99 cents a month if you want it, or $29 lifetime. But it's like a full-on recording. You can plug in USB to it and stuff, which I thought was really cool. So I'm going to try it out on the Kindle tablet that I have and use it maybe like on the go and stuff. Anyway, it was able to convert the file for me. I just brought the file in and uploaded it.
That's a solid investment for an app. So
yeah, I mean,
really
if you're trying to go
it.
mobile, if you have an iPhone, download GarageBand. You're good.
Right.
But if you don't have an iPhone, you need something. Download this app. I will find out what it is. I'll probably. I almost have it.
That'll
finished.
be a good piece of content later today.
Yeah, it's actually what I'm doing. I'm going to put all the apps and everything in there. We weren't paid by any apps. If you have an app that does recording and stuff, and you want us to try it out, sure, we'll give our honest opinion on it. So I did that. The other recording app that I use on Android had a lot of like noise cancellation features that I thought would be good on the roller coaster. It was not. I actually think it was part of the reason it didn't work out because it just sounded gargly and stuff. So that didn't work out. But I was
like you were on a roller coaster. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, but it did some other things. So yeah. Anyway, I'll put the full clip to that on YouTube or something. Just be like, warning, don't wear headphones. Right. So anyway, excellent. I did content for Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Alexa throughout the entire week just by recording a minute or two of audio every day. And so I don't want to hear excuses that you can't do audio while on vacation.
Boom. That was all with SoundUp. Perfect.
Yeah, content. Next thing I really want to kind of jump into is a couple weeks ago I mentioned the folding phones. Remember that?
Vaguely. We announced that we talked about that when Samsung came out.
Yeah, so Samsung came out with their folding phone. They gave about 12 units out worldwide, and 4 of them broke.
They have 12? Only 12?
They only gave out 12 units.
That seems like a weird arbitrary number to get.
Well, a dozen. They said about a dozen units were out there, which is roughly a 30-something% failure rate. So they've delayed the fold. Apparently, it has like a screen protector that looks like a screen protector, but if you peel it off, it peels the screen off. So 2 people always use your error. Some other people, it just like went out. So don't get folding phones. And it's $2,000.
If you're one of the 12 that have...
These are just the review units. They delayed shipping it to people now because of this.
Okay. Because what I was going to ask, if you're a SoundUp member and you were one of the 12, pretty awesome. We'd love to interview you for like a podcast or something. But
yeah. But here's the thing. If you have a software, hardware, and you don't know what it's going to be like in the world, throw the beta tag on it, because at least then it's like, this is beta. They said they've been working on it for 8 years. Well,
I don't know. Some people don't even pay attention to beta and realize that beta means testing.
Yeah, no. maybe not. So anyway, that was something that I thought was interesting. Sorry if you pre-ordered one of those. One thing I wanted to jump into really quick, and I would love people in the comments, whether you watch this live or afterwards. I listened to a flash briefing the other day, and it wasn't a member, and it was something I was interested in. It was a photography flash briefing, and their intro, I swear, was 45 seconds long.
Okay.
And it started off silence, and then music kicked in. It wasn't faded. It was just like, bam, you know? And I had it in my headphones because I was doing Alexa while walking around the park.
It scared you.
Yeah, it startled me. I ran into Mickey Mouse, and it played music for about 10 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot of time, but when you're like, just kind of want to listen to your flash briefings, it is. And then it had this like, welcome to such photography, and then like a pause, and then like someone talking, and then a pause, and the music just cut off and went into the flash briefing. It was a very bad experience that I immediately disabled. What are your thoughts on intros for flash briefings?
If you're going to do an intro for a flash briefing, I would suggest doing very, very short. Like very, very short. And if any, I mean, for the most part, maybe I wouldn't think of an intro for a flash briefing unless your flash briefing for some reason is, which it shouldn't be, which we've talked about. I don't think it should be, 3-5 minutes long, more like at the podcast range. I think you're just introduction. I think of it more of an introduction needed for a flash briefing than an intro. Intro, I think of longer, more show oriented, more episode as far as like a longer podcast or something like that, as far as needing an intro or like a vlog. As far as flash briefings, just in my opinion, based on the newness of them and what we've been experiencing, I think a brief introduction is fine.
I think Jen later
get right to the flash briefing.
Jen later, the front row, she has one, and it starts off with she uses the same song, so it's familiar, and then I think she says "hey" like 2 or 3 times. She says "hey, it's Jen later," and then she goes this week, and she goes into it. But she does sort of have an intro, but it's really short and like immediately to the point.
So that's what I call like an intro.
That I think is good. I don't remember. You just jump into it on yours, right? You let music play for a second, which is fine, but I don't think a flash briefing intro should be any longer than 10 seconds. I think even less.
Yeah, I fade the music in and kind of start in. But I probably say personally on my flash briefings, because I have multiple ones, like I'll have an introduction, like introducing myself and and welcome to the Myrtle Beach real estate minute, and go into it. So yeah, I favor the maybe semantics, but I favor the introduction over a full intro for a flash briefing at this point in the game.
What about outros?
I think you can do outros because I think I don't mind outros as much because it's less obtrusive because you can go next. Mm-hmm. I can say next and then just skip that if I want to.
One thing I've learned that if your Alexa device, if it's too loud of music and intro, she won't hear you when you say next. So that's the only downfall.
On the intro or the outro?
On the
so you're saying on the
outro,
she won't hear you say
or
next.
Intro sometimes too.
You just gotta be firm with her.
Yeah.
Next.
So great segue, actually. That was really good. So here's a problem that I've run into a lot. You've run into a lot, and I want to know everyone's remedy for we'll call it human do not disturb mode. If you have AirPods or wireless headphones, how many of you have these in and people just come up to you and start talking as if you're not listening to something and working? It's a very constant issue. It's an ultimate first world problem. I feel
like we're giving like a PSA.
But I would like to know everyone's solution. Should I start wearing a sign that says I'm working, see my headphones?
I mean, there's a lot of times I'll wear headphones throughout the whole day, especially with the AirPods, and leave them in even when I'm on or off. I don't understand. I really don't understand. My rental manager made this point even probably before I thought, but why can't they just make a tiny little blue or red light on the AirPod that when they're in use, whether it's music, whether you're on a phone call, whatever, there's a light on, and people would see, oh, there's a light. And I think 50% of people, 50%, that's not everyone, 50% of people would not bother you with a little like indicator, like an on-air studio, like back in the day with studio, they would not bother you with that.
If it's too small, you wouldn't be able to see it in daylight.
It'd be really bright. The LEDs that they got, like the little tiny.
So the Jaybird brand headphones I have that, and I will tell you, it is so bright that if I'm in a room, I've literally tilted my head like this to be able to see in a dark room. But that's really annoying if you're married and you're in the bed with your spouse and she's trying to sleep, and every time you're just sitting there listening to stuff, it's just like a flashlight in their face. So that's kind of annoying.
Or kind of hilarious, depending on how you look at it.
This is true. But the weird thing is the light turns off when you're not listening to something.
The light turns off.
Yeah, it's like reversed.
That's right. No,
it's reversed. So when you're not listening, like you have the headphones in, you haven't started watching a video yet, they're bright white. And as soon as you start listening, they go off.
Okay, yeah, that's stupid.
It's like the backwards.
That doesn't make any sense.
Turn to red or something like that.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be. I don't think it needs to be a bright tunnel light. It needs to be a bright LED light that's just on the ear. They make it. It's like a Christmas light, but it doesn't give a cone. It's just like a bright tone, but it's tiny, like a pinhole light. I think they could do it. So yeah, I think I don't understand it. Here's what I don't understand, people out there. Also, if you see me kind of like, if I have headphones in,
I'm just gonna lean back, let this rant go,
and I'm talking like you can see me kind of like either ingrained into what I'm doing, either on a computer, or if I'm sitting in a chair and I'm like this, and I got headphones in, and I'm like kind of like nodding, or like look for body cues here, look for body language, because there's probably.
Hey Chris, how's your weekend? You're not in the middle of a thought, are you?
Not a thought. I'm like on the phone. I'm listening to somebody. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like now, I've also had the opposite happen very recently, and this is weird. Sitting in my desk, I don't have headphones in. My phone's over here, no headphones, no phone, and I'm just like kind of typing. And I swear I've had people come in. Are you on the phone? No, how? How am I on the phone? I don't even understand that. So I don't know which is more annoying, when I have headphones in and people trying to talk to you, or people asking me if I'm on the phone when there is no humanly way, unless I got an implant in my mouth somehow, CIA style.
It's almost as annoying as being at the gym and someone trying to have a conversation with you.
No.
So, all right, last topic. I want to play a little game.
We ranted on that. You ranted on the first one. I ranted on that.
I want to play a little game. We're going to put each other on the spot. I'm gonna call this industry
Pretty much the whole show.
industry skill. I'm gonna name an industry, and you have to give me an idea for a flash briefing or a custom skill that you would, if you were in that industry, what you would do with it. Okay, you ready?
Okay, hold on. Wait.
So I'm gonna tell you an industry.
Do I get to? But I get to do it to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to think of an industry too while I'm thinking of my answer. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna think of you're a.
Oh, I thought you had these like already.
No,
I've already got mine.
Oh,
And I just was put on the spot for it. What you got?
you own a spa.
Oh, that's really close to what mine was going to be. All right.
Company massage. SoundUp.
Own a spa. So I would do, if I had a spa, I mean, and this is like a day.
You weren't gonna say yoga again, were you?
No.
Okay.
But close to spa. So listen, you're right. I know. Thank you. You own a spa. The, what I was thinking was for a flash briefing, if it's like a day spa and that kind of thing, it depends on what kind of services you offer. If it's like massage, do you do like aromatherapy? Do you do like, any kind of like quiet meditation? You do hot. So in the flash briefing space, I would probably kind of create some soothing sounds. Like check out this flash briefing, for soothing sounds.
I can see you in the microphone.
So what's that called? What's that called when they do the and like do the sound? That's really big right now on YouTube where they do all the different stuff. Anyway,
I haven't been on that side of the internet yet.
Anyway, but no, I mean, I think our flash briefing would be centered around how to relax, maybe even like relax techniques or different things you can do at home in between your spa or massage visits. You could do, but I think I would do more of like the brand of who we are as a flash briefing and then intermingle it with different things. That's off the top of my head. I'd have to sit there and really think about it.
For a spa, you would start with a flash briefing over custom skill.
No. Oh, I thought we were saying and. I thought it was and.
Either or.
Or. No, always get the custom skill package. That's easy. Because you get the flash briefings with the custom skill package. That's why I was thinking, that was in my head. Like you always get the custom skill package. And then your custom skill, of course, is going to be like custom skill again is your website on Alexa. People have to get this. Your website on Alexa. That is a custom skill. So the functionalities of that skill, now that can vary a little bit. But your business being found there and integrating some of the audio, whether you have, maybe you do have a podcast on like, welcome to the relaxation podcast. This is Cinzia Day Spa. That's the first one came to mind. But like, you have audio specials. You can do all kinds of stuff for your business. So I think every business needs a custom skill. That's just a given. I was trying to think of an idea for flash briefings and like how you integrate that. ASMR. Thank you, Savannah.
Right.
That's what it's called. That little like where they do noise and sounds and stuff.
I thought she was making fun of me for some reason.
No.
All right, so what do you got for me?
All right, so mine was closed, so now I kind of hate saying it. I was going to say a hair salon.
Interesting. You want to change it, or you want?
Well, no, you could. I didn't really go with hair. Day spa. I think more massage, like.
Yeah. No, I think they're different.
Yeah.
I think actually what would be kind of neat. So for women, because I know women are always doing this. You could sort of set up a Q&A with different combinations of colors or question about like my hair is not crispy. I was gonna say crispy.
You said you know all about this.
I dated someone one time that had her hair broke. Apparently, my hair's never broken. I've not had that issue. But apparently, her hair would break. I don't know.
Split ends?
But she would like Google stuff. Well, if you were kind of the expert in that realm, you could have those. And actually, we do have a couple of salon members actually, and
okay.
Some of them were actually talking to about skills. So I'm actually really curious that you brought that up today. I think
because I got a haircut
Q&A stuff like that. I think possibly, maybe we need to work on an appointment scheduler skill.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's something. That's something we should build. That could be sort of like the contact. Actually, it could be the Yeah, we could. This is how you could take skills we have and use them in other ways. You could set up the contact as a book appointment, and then you book the appointment through your software if you currently have it, or they can use our upcoming API skillet to connect with your booking software, because I'm sure a lot of those have those.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think actually that skillet is on. It's in Evernote, by the way, but it's on the board because I was thinking about appointments for other for other industries as well, to set appointments.
You know, it'd be fun if you're a local hair salon and you like watch the weather. And today's gonna be really humid, so make sure you do whatever you do to keep your hair from. Girls always complain about the humidity. I don't know what it does. My hair is screwed. It's fake. That was weird. Look at that. It looks like it's.
Look, somebody already likes the skillet idea. Thank you, Chris. Setting appointments on Alexa would be awesome. That would be cool.
Okay, so
skillet.
Yeah, I think. But even saying like, all right, today's gonna rain, so put your hair in a ponytail or something.
I think that for flash briefing, tips and tricks would be good in that industry.
Yeah. On top of that, too, you know, you could do a local just news thing. There's a lot you could do flash briefing with that type of industry, but I think hair related stuff, I might even listen to one if somebody did that. So
you know what they should do for a podcast? I just saw this. Maybe not this much time, but you know, like hair salons historically, traditionally known for like a lot of like talk go on, like, you know, they talk. So they should do a podcast, be like shop talk. But the podcast is kind of like you feel like you're getting talked to at your salon appointment and that kind of stuff. Like that would be a podcast. Maybe they should just set up a recorder in a salon, just let it run.
That would be interesting, except for the random blow dryers. I think you would hear if they could make silent blow dryers, or here's your lapel mic before we get started. But that's interesting. Salon talk. It's not the worst idea. That's a very interesting. There you go. And we've now squirreled Adam. So yeah,
he's typing. He's repeating what we just said.
Let me know what you guys think about the segment. I think this would be a fun thing to do at the end of every week. I think it's a fun, like, on the spot.
Industry. Yeah.
Don't tell the other person, on the spot, come up with it.
All right. Next time we won't sound so similar in industries that we didn't know the other was going to say.
So prepare to, I guess. So. All right, that's all I have for this week. If you're in our group, which this is not in the group for some reason, we'll post it in there. This Friday, we're doing our happy hour special.
Happy hour on Fridays.
Yeah, we're doing it at 7 a.m.
What?
No. Anyway,
it's not St. Patrick's Day.
We'll be back next week for this show, and I'm going to close the chat now, and we will see you guys Friday.
When's Cinco de Mayo?